Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Max Verstappen Division Season 2, Race 3, and we are at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. What an exciting race we had last week, and to come off the back of Geordie taking the win, an unexpected win out of nowhere after Robin and Ryan pitted with a couple of laps to go. Still to this day, don't know why they did that, but it is what it is, and it all worked out well for Geordie. Unfortunately, he's not here to carry on his podium streak. Of course, got P2 in race 1, but that just means that one or two others will capitalise on making up that ground. Josh, the current championship holder from last season, P2 in the championship, will look to make an overtake back up to P1, but he has the challenges with him. It's Lee looking strong this season. Anthrax Robin, as always, looking strong. Gio just on the outside, and of course Noodles has been challenging hard, got on the podium as well last week, and I heard that Tiger in the Williams joining us is a very strong driver too. So we'll just wait for the drivers to make their way round the track and jump on a hot lap. So of course Jeddah, 6.1 kilometres, one of the longest, one of the longest, not the longest, but one of the longest tracks on the circuit. And we will get into some facts and figures, but we will do, of course, the magnificent hot lap, and we are on with Gio in the RB. Come over the start-finish line as he's coming down one of the first DRS zones of the down to turn 1, take the curb, lead into turn 2. Don't take the curb as you will get lost grip and oversteer, but you want to go on the wall to the left. Come up to a blind corner of turn 4, as close as possible to the wall. Avoid the curb on turn 5, don't ride it, and then it's flat out through turn 6 to 8. Avoid riding the curb on there, but blind turn 9. Turn 10 again, avoid the curve. You want to avoid going off and track limits round to turn 13, the front banked cambered corner. Go on the inside of the apex and come on the outside. Come up to blind again, blind turn 16. Avoid the corner of the curve as much as possible on turn 17, but take as much speed as you can to follow these next few corners with the DRS open and be it's a really fast, good overtaking opportunity. Turn 16 with inside bends. Sorry, turn 22 the blinds, left corner where there's going to be a lot of people going off and losing a few wings, I think, but turn 27, as far right as possible, touching the apex, and there will be some overtaking opportunities. And Gio gets the first flying lap, 28.7, and I'm sure that one or two will be looking to capitalise on that. As I think Marty's next across the line. Nope, there's one or two starting their laps. It is Tiger with a 29.5 in the Williams. Robin on his his first flying lap is a 29.3, so it's showing that Gio's first, and Josh is out. Josh has crashed out going into turn 4, and that's a big shock, which means Josh, and I know we've got the 12 runners today, but starting P12, it's going to make his life difficult in the race, and a championship contender is making work for himself. Wow, did not see that one come in. Did not see that one come in. Okay, well, we'll jump on with Noodles then, who's on his first flying lap, just then starting sector 3 through the third DRS zone of the lap. I think it's officially the second one. It's officially the second one because the third one is here. Wow, did not see that coming. And he crosses the line. provisional P4 in the lone Red Bull this week with a 29.9, so it's showing a geo-storming lap of a good 6/10 ahead of Robin in current P2. Maybe we've got next coming over. It is Robin, I think, be driving into pits where he's doing another lap. Doesn't improve. I think it was another slow down lap, so he's going for another run. And he'll be he was looking strong last week, but like I said, a bit of a weird one of pitting. You can tell me in the chat if what the reason for the pit was. I'm not sure really. It went on to softs, but I didn't think there was enough time to get back up the field. We'll see how he gets on, and he's 2/10 slower on his last lap, so I'm not sure he's going to improve. Probably trying to do an extra lap on these tyres, save himself some softs for the race, but no, not for me. I'm a stay coming in provisional P7 in the Aston Martin. This is coming round. The back end of the track, turn 22, and coming to the end, near the end of the lap. I do not think he's going to improve that much. Italy knocks CMC down, takes a piece, it's a 7 spot at 1:33. Mastermind and Steve going on the mediums. And doesn't improve his time. He's 3/10 slower. I always think it's a funny one going out on the mediums. Unless you're a really quick driver and you want to save yourself some softs, it seems like a waste. And especially how current F1 is that the soft tyre does not last that long. There's not that many tracks that you can do a good stint on soft. So saving yourself some is always a weird one for me. We'll jump on Thor on his first flying lap of the session. The only one that's on track that hasn't set a time yet. Bo in the McLaren sitting pretty, saving himself some tyres for the race. We'll see where Thor comes through and goes up to provisional P5 for the 30.4. So yes. It's Lee's teammate. Is 3 seconds up on his last time, but he has invalidated, and that's probably why he's quicker. Coming over, and that's Gio again, so we'll see how he gets on his second flying lap. Of course, yep, Jeddah 6.1 kilometres, 27 corners, the most on the F1 calendar, 16 to the left and 11 to the right, anti-clockwise track. 3 DRS zones, which a lot of drivers will try and capitalise on. First time we saw this track was in 2021 during COVID measures. Who remembers COVID? Bloody well do. And he's slightly over in his time, nearly a 10th over, so still time to make up, but as it was, it is still a storming lap by him. As Matt Harris is now on his first flying lap, and Bowie is finally coming out. We have this track until 2027 at least, while they're working on Qadiyah. This track's located on a 30-kilometre coastal resort, Corniche, whatever your pronunciation is. I don't know, I'm not from their area. I'm sure it depends on the dialect. It's coming round the final corner, turn 27. Close to the wall as possible on the exit. And then open up that, and he's gone straight in. So, weird. Must have definitely been down on his time there. So, Robbins 4 seconds up now. Is he going to be jumping in? Doing another flying lap. See how Matt Harris is getting on. Second up on his current time, which would take him up to provisional P7. See Matt Harris yet, I don't recall, in one of the two kick Saubers, Mastermind of course, and crashes the wall. Don't think that would have helped. I think he'll persevere to the end. He had a second, so there's still plenty of time to find. Probably would have lost a couple of tenths though. He's coming around the final corner, turn 27. Stay away from that wall. The walls don't like you, and I'm sure you don't like the walls. And doesn't improve. Oh, it doesn't improve on his position, but was 3/10 up on his time. You've got to stay off these walls, my man. 6/10 down, and he has invalidated as well, so not looking good for his challenge for pole. Both McLarens on the outlap. Marty the lead McLaren out. Bo is on his final lap, so we'll check with him and see how he gets on. Quite consistent driver, Bo. Gets himself in one or two little scrapes though, which if he avoided that, I'm sure he'd be challenging near the podium quite often. Really got good pace about him, but yeah, tends to get in one or two little scrapes. Coming around the final corner again. I'll see where he gets crossing the line. It's going to look quite good. Maybe and he goes P5. That line crept up on me there with a 30-0. Just behind Noodles. So yeah, P5 for Bo. And he's jumped his teammate. Can his teammate get back into position? So he's coming round turns 10 and 11. Avoid those track restrictions. And you do want to avoid those curves as well. It's like riding a roller coaster if you centre those curbs, and he's 3/10 up, which would take him currently potentially above Thor, up into P6, slotting behind his teammate. So yeah, it's we have this track while Kadia's being built, and it looks a pretty wild track, to be honest, if anyone hasn't seen it. A 21 corner track, but the standout feature of the track is the elevated run up to turn 1, which is 108 metres up in the air, which if anyone's not sure what that is like, it's just slightly bigger than Big Ben in London. 20 stories, which is it's massive. In 108 metres, massive. So yeah, we'll see how it gets, how that develops in the next couple of years. But currently, no, we've got this street track, and it does go up to P6 with a 34, so it's just 1/100th above Thor Odinson. Not his Odin daughter, his son, and Bo has retired for the session. Has crashed out, going round turn 22, that blind corner, and he can catch your wing if you turn in too quickly, or if you catch the curb on the outside, and it seems he's done so. So he's not going to improve on that position. Okay, so let's see what it's Leah's. Like I said, he got himself on the podium, just riding his own race, staying out of trouble, and got himself into P2. And I think he was absolutely buzzing with that. And is currently up and around top 4 or 5 in the Drivers' Championship after the first couple of races. And goes up to P8, slotting behind his teammate with 36. So yeah, again, we're just seeing how strong that lap was by Gio. As we're back on with Anthrax Robin, as he's on a slow lap, he's not improving until this time, so he's saving himself for potentially his last lap. He's driving in pits and switching tyres. He's going to be doing one more run. Marty, I don't know if he's going to improve in that time. It's not looking like he's driving the pits. He's going to be doing another run again, yep. So we'll jump up with Williams First time I've seen Tiger, if I do recall. I'm sure he's got a little bit of time, but currently in provisional P3. Just behind Robin, so be interesting to see what pace he's got. If anyone's like me, I like to go driving, try and get a good banker lap, and I always go a little bit slower on my banker lap because it helps me improve my time. It gives me a time to aim for going into my actual flying lap, and we'll see how he gets on. Come around turn 1. It's of course a night race, one of 5 night races alongside Singapore, Bahrain, the Sakir and Qatar, and now Las Vegas as well, actually. Although Las Vegas isn't officially a night race, it's a dusk going in tonight. So he's finishing, and he is 2/10 slower, almost 3/10 slower. And Itzley has also retired, so he's had enough and he's not going to improve on his time. Can Tiger improve on his? And he's gone deep and missed his braking point, and that is not going to improve on his P3. So he will be retiring unless he's got enough fuel in his car to get round and finish that lap and do another one. That's his race over for quali. So who have we got next then? I am our stay. Would you stay or would you go? And we'll see as he comes through the end of sector 1 and see if he is up on his time or not. And he's slightly up on his just 30 hundredths. Let's just say 3 hundredths. He's up a little bit. He's not going to improve on his position. He's a couple of seconds down on the rest of the field ahead. It's a tricky one, this one. You've got to go full throttle. You've got to go with no fear, full confidence in your car, your setup. If you don't, you're going to be losing a lot of time. As he's coming around the last few corners. DRS open. All cars will be looking to, and Matt Harris isn't going to improve either. And we'll start behind his teammate. And he crosses the wall, and I don't think he's going to be improving on his time now. That would have cost him a lot of time. But he will be he'll be starting in P9 at best. We've got Gio in the RB next come in, and he's slightly up on his time. Only slightly, but he is on a stormer. Way ahead of the field currently. And does go to 28.717. Mastermind jumping up to P8 in the Kick Sauber ahead of his teammate. So he's the lead driver currently. Thor Odinson coming around the final corner. Don't think he's going to improve. He's looking pretty slow here. No, he's not going to improve. Noodle, can he? His time's looking good. His time is looking good. Can he challenge the pole? No, he doesn't. Doesn't improve on his time. And it's just 4 thousandths behind Thor Odinson. We've got Marty next. Is a bit down on his time. He's not going to improve. And that is your grid, which we will go through, as Marty was the last one to cross the line. So 1 or 2 surprises, but we've got a battle on our hands. And here is your starting lineup, the 12 runners going into the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Gio with a 6/10 ahead of P2 in the RB, and he's the one to beat by the looks of it. Robin on the journey on the front row with Tiger and Thor behind him. Noodle on P5, Bone P6, 7, and Marty and Mastermind P8. It's Lee and Aymar rounding off the top 10, and then we've got Matt Harris and Josh holding up the field. Currently P2 in the championship, and with Geordie not racing, he's going to want to look trying to capitalise as much points as possible. It is a long race, of course, But it's yeah, it's a tricky one to overtake, and if you're not when you're following through those quick corners. Put in the chat who you reckon's going to win. I think I reckon, my prediction for this race is I'm going to have to say Gio, P1. I'm going to go Tiger, P2. I think Josh is going to get up to P3. I know it's going to be difficult, but he is a fast driver. Maybe he's trying to do a last to first challenge. But I'm going to go for Gio. He was in same car as me. He was a Haas body last season. So I'm going to root for Gio for P1. I don't want to jinx him. So we're waiting for drivers to... and I understand it's Gio's first pole in Max Verstappen division, so congratulations to him. I think he'll be absolutely thrilled with that. I do tip my hat to you, sir. Congratulations. We're just having a couple of minutes while one or two drivers sort out their setups, their strategies. Of course, you can't change your full setup as we are in Parc Ferme, but you can adjust your front wings slightly if you need to. And I think one or two might go for a quick rest break. I will not move because I will get molested by my dog. He thinks this is a game. He's just constantly talking. Okay, so yeah, Matt Harris is the Sauber driver. Of course, haven't seen him yet. He's been absent for 1 or 2 weeks, and Tiger's reserving for us today very kindly in the Williams. Maybe join us in the future as a full time. You never know. Now let's track, interesting one. Designed in conjunction with F1's motorsport team. They used Google Earth for an initial investigation for a circuit layout or where to put it. But the actual circuit layout was backed by F1 legend Ross Brawn. He said he didn't want a Mickey Mouse track where the street circuits with slow 90 degrees corners. You want your fast sweeping corners that's on circuits that challenge drivers, push them to the metal. It's a very fast track, of course. Only second to Monza on the calendar. It is quicker than Silverstone, and it's the fastest street circuit ever in Formula One. Drivers reaching an average speed of either 160 mile an hour or 250 kilometers, whatever your metrics are. Here's a lovely location by the Red Sea, but you can't see it when you're driving because you've got all the lights glaring and the big walls in your face, so bit of a wasted view. But if you're watching on TV, you can see a little bit. Ooh, just a little bit. Ooh, a little bit more. And of course, it's hard to overtake. You want to stay on the racing line. The degradation on this track can be quite harsh. And if you get onto the dirty track inside, it's dirtier than a Michael Jackson bedtime story. Are we nearly there yet? Are we readying up? Let's go. I want to see some action. I don't want to see any damage. I want to see some action, though. think, I was going to say, I think someone's garage is locked. And we're not doing a formation lap. We're going straight into a race. And away we go. I want to see position changes. Has anyone lost? Everyone looking like they're going. Everyone's made it round. Mercedes going a little bit wide of Italy. But biggest mover is Josh, has made 4 places on the start. Thor has dropped a couple of places. Josh making it, working his way, and he's forced his way through. That's looking quite aggressive. And Thor goes round, and I don't know what Josh is playing at, but that was not. I think he's driving with a bit of aggression there, and he forced his way through, and that was not sportsmanlike at all. And I think Thor will have something to say about that, and he's got himself going again up to the back of Bo. 1 or 2 drivers behind would have had to avoid that collision, but it'll be interesting to see what the stewards make of that. But has Thor got much damage on? We shall see. Maybe a little bit, but you can't see nothing obvious. But Gio, Robin and Tiger with Noodles in tow, all in line. Josh is up to P5 now, showing his pace. It's quite aggressive as Gio and Robin, as Robin's looking on the outside of turn 29. Squeezed by Gio, but he was ahead at the apex. Mastermind up to P8. Battling with its Lee, and Anthrax Robin has taken the lead of the race. Going down to turn 1, DRS is enabled, of course, after the first lap. Tiger remains in P3 with Noodles right up behind him, and this pack of 5 has broke from the rest, and now already 4 seconds ahead of Marty, who's the only one on the alternate strategies with his start on the hard tyres. Thor making his way back through the fields, getting past Bo up to P11. And Tiger already with track limits. Jeez! Lap 2? There's walls here. How have you got that many track limits? Jeez! Anyway, you don't want that, because that could cost you a podium potentially if you're in the mix and no one else has penalties. But anyway, so Robin. They got a bit of a gap with him and Gio. If I do recall, the last time we raced here, Robin was pretty strong. Showing his strength here. Tiger in P2. Noodle and Josh just behind. Noodle, of course, nice to have him joining us. Had a bit of a risky weekend, a bit of an illness. As Gio's defending against Tiger. Going to the final corner. Pulling away from Noodles, trying to break that DRS, but Josh is right up the back of him. Yes, I can say Noodles is fit and well to race, as Josh does make the overtake into turn 1, and Gio and Robin battling for that first position. Nice and tidy. It's a 3-way going down through turn 3, but they've all gone single line. Great driving from those 3, knowing not to challenge too harsh going into turn 4, because it's blind. There would have been a lot of accidents like lap 1. But both Ferraris looking strong at the moment. Tiger looking on the inside of turn 13. No, slots him behind. So Stay, who's got ahead of Marty now into P6. Marty's just looking behind, going the outside turn 13. Can he make that stick though? Turns into Stay. Stay giving him lots of room. Marty makes his way through, but yeah, you can't go turn into a corner when the car's there. That means Mastermind is right up behind Steve, and will look to try and do an overtake. He's got better traction going off the corner of turn 17. DRS is open, and Tiger and Robin battling for P2. Robin on the inside, coming around the end of the circuit. Josh is following through, and Tiger's been overtaken by both Ferraris. Tiger gets the door closed on him. He knew that he couldn't carry on round there. The door would have been closed easily. Gio with a bit of gap at the front. As Tiger's looking to dive on the inside, rides the curb, but managed to avoid Josh, and Josh did well to avoid him as well. That could have been an accident. It's Mastermind, Marty and Steve, all three-way going to turn 1. Again, slotting in order. Going around to turn 4. This is one corner you do not want to overtake on, otherwise you're both going in the wall. Your race is over. It's Lee, currently P9 in the lead Mercedes. Can he get back up the grid? Thor is in the pits and is jumping onto hard tyres. I think he's had a bit of damage, so he's probably damage limitation, make an early pit stop. Hope for a safety car. Getting back in the into the race. No. Lap 4 at 25. Medium to hard is the strategy that I would go for. I think most drivers have done that, but you can plan all you want, but if safety car just come out, then your strategy is out the window. The front 3 all in tandem. Tiger following through in P4, just slightly dropped now. Robin takes his fastest lap, and Noodles has been dropped in a comfortable P5 as Gio and Josh battling into turn 2 and 3. Gio still ahead, but Josh does pull out wisely. You do not want to go into there. As Stay has dropped down a couple of positions. What's happened to Stay? I think he's had a bit of an accident with Itzley and Mastermind. Going into turns 1 and 2. And all that battling has given a bit of gap for Robin to pull away out of DRS and has brought Tiger back in play. I think this is it for Josh, potentially to look at try and do an overtake following through the DRS zone. Don't think he's close enough. It would be risky to try and do it here. You're going to save yourself in the next DRS zone. Nice and smooth. I think Gio's a sitting duck. And nice easy overtake from Josh, getting himself up to P2 from the back of the grid. Gio want to fight back on this DRS and now loses back end, and that will cost him traction for Tiger coming behind him. He'll still have DRS, but will not be able to come back at Josh. Just pushed a bit hard and nearly saw a potential collision with the wall. It's all mixed up now as Robin is a second ahead of his teammate. Josh in P2, pulling Gio and Tiger along. Noodles now 4 seconds ahead, riding his own race, and then a further 10 seconds behind is Marty, with Mastermind right on his gearbox. He's smelling what he had for dinner yesterday, pushing him around the corners, with Itzley behind him, who's up to P8. Oh, bit of Jeddah drifting for Mastermind. It's not going to be good on your tyres. But Marty on the hards showing it's a little bit slower. There's less grip with those tyres. We'll of course have a longer stint. But a bit of a cork in a bottle, with a couple of cars behind. IMSD has had Bo catch up to him. He's going to be looking to try and do an overtake. Whether Stay has any damage at all from losing a couple of positions. Josh is right up the back of Robin now. If only we could do replays. It'd be nice to have a replay like they do on real coverage. It'd be interesting to see the race start again from see how Josh got on. And we've got a yellow flag. That is Bo, and he's got a broken wing. I think he's trying to do an overtake on Stay, and whether he had room to do it or is closed off. He's hit the wall and he's going to have to pit now. Safety, but the safety car is out also. And that's just thrown everything into chaos. We'll see who's going to be doing pits up. Stays in the pits. Did he have damage as well? He's onto the hards. Matt Harris has jumped into the pits. Bo's in the pits. Thor is driving in as well. Interesting from him. He's only done a couple laps on the hards, but it means he'll get up a couple of positions. Jumping onto some fresh mediums. And it brings everyone back in play again. It is an early safety car, so will we see others jump into the pits? Or will they try and extend this stint even longer? Robin will be the pace setter on. Who pits? If he pits, then most others will, so he does. Josh follows. Might get held up. I know he's pulled back a bit. He's done wise, dropping back. Geo pits, Tiger pits. Will he get held up? I think he's got enough time for the car to get out and pin in. Oh, slightly, not too much. Tigers in, Noodles in. Marty, does he carry on through? No, he jumps in. Mastermind and Itzley all jumping in as well. So, see. I think everyone will potentially get out by the time Steve gets round, but we shall see. Tigers jumped on some soft tyres. Interesting. Josh has jumped onto some more mediums, so he's definitely going to have to pit again. Potentially expecting another safety car, the same as a Marty's gone from hard to soft, hard to mediums. Stay. I don't think he's going to get out ahead of everyone else now. So interesting call from Josh and Tiger. Definitely having to pit while the rest can potentially go to the end on these tyres. Interesting. So everyone is semi-compact. Bo's in the pits. Again. Coming straight off the medium, straight off the hards, so back onto some mediums. So he might be looking to do a medium and then switch onto some softs for the end of the race. Interesting call from Bo. He had nothing to lose, and if another safety car comes out, especially within a good limit for a good length for soft tyres, he's going to be well in for a shout of working his way back up the grid. A few different shots and calls from down the grid here. Lap 8. I think the safety car will be going round again while the last few cars join onto the Snake. It's like old school Snake on the Nokia 3310. Anyone remembers that? And as we start lap 9. We have the two Ferraris up the front with Robin and Josh, Gio, the RB that was on pole in P3. Our tyres, of course, going to get them warmed up and won't probably be showing their full potential for a couple of laps. Tiger, the only driver on softs, who's going to look to storm his way past the drivers ahead of him in P4. Noodles, P5. Marty on mediums, and of course doing the hard to mediums. What we got from here? 16 laps. Should maybe get to the end on the mediums, but might have to pit again. Itzley P7, Mastermind P8, time off stage 9. And Harris P10. Thor Odinson, who was doing well and then got flipped off by the punch of Josh and Bo at the back of the grid. He's just making his way up to the back of the train. They're all to play for. As I said, plenty of strategies. It's hard to call right now. You'd have to say Robin and Josh's paces and Gio's paces. Class from the field. But, never know. You never know. Safety car will be in this lap. Another game tower. Strange that we didn't have the formation lap. It's been working fine. I haven't had any issues with it. Myself. And I think safety car is in. And of course, last week you recall we had the issue with the slip streaming down on qualification, so we had to do qualifying and then reform the grid back in the lobby, but seems to all be fine now, and we're straight into racing. So you see the drivers all let's have a look and get an actual tyres. The cars are all warming their tyres as Robin is working me around, and he's going to want to go as late as possible, and he's still going, and he's gone. That's him gone. And Josh is right up behind him with Gio right behind him as well, and the front three have broke away. Josh is going to try and take her on the inside. Very aggressive driving on his teammates. And Josh has gone up to P1. Missing last week, and I understand a bit of a cocky attitude as well in the chat, in the Discord. I'm assuming that this race is his. As Matt Harris has dropped down to the back, and he looks like he's had a bit slow there, so had a bit of an issue. But everyone has made it through, and Steve and Mastermind both get track limits, so I think Mastermind went off and Steve followed him through. Josh has pulled away 1.5 seconds ahead of Robin, storming his way through. Robin, of course, on the hard tyres, and his strategy will come good later on in the race. And he's pulling Gio and Tiger through. Tiger right up behind. Gio looking to try and get the overtake. Coming up to turn 22. But this will be the time to do it. DRS, of course, isn't active till the next lap. And he isn't close enough to quite do it yet either. He's pulling Noodles and Marty through as well. Marty trying to do overtake on Noodles into turn 27. Noodles leaving in plenty of space, and Noodles hits the wall, goes quite too wide, leaving in plenty of space, damages his wing, and he's going to have to pit. He doesn't pit, he's got a damaged wing. He's looking to fight back on Marty, but it's not quite close enough. Surely he's got damage there. But Noodles being very respectful, leaving in plenty of space, but left too much and hit the wall. And that will cost him. He'll blame it on the antibiotics, of course. Josh now nearly 2 seconds ahead of Anthrax Robin. Robin still got, just broke free of Gio. The Tiger still not really making use of these soft tyres. Hasn't managed to close the gap on Gio, and hasn't broke free from Marty either. Was that the right call from Tiger? I don't think so. And of course, I don't think they would have been fresh softs either after using the full set 10 quali. It's Mastermind makes overtake on Itzley, and that's a brave move, but Itzley's going to try and fight back going through 20 and 21. It's not an easy place to overtake. As you can see, Bo right up behind, and this is a 5-car train, and there's going to be carnage here going down to the final corner. I can see it now. As though they're very good drivers from those 5, following each other through. No one made a crazy dive, but will we get one down to turn 1 as Josh takes the fastest lap? And Mastermind is a sitting duck as Itzley goes through. And Thor and Bo. I think Bo was quite opportunist there, and Thor is involved again. He just seems to be involved as Tiger makes the move on Gio, going through. what a crazy place to overtake, but they've done it going through turn 5 to 8. You don't see many overtakes there, but Tiger's done it and managed to capitalise, but Gio's looking to go back on the inside of turn 13 and makes that one stick. He's ahead on the apex. And great drive from those pair. Great driving from those pair. And Marty and Noodles looking to capitalise on any potential issues that may come. But all this battling is let Robin break free. As Tigers try and make an overtake again. This is Brave going down those, going into turn 22. He's gone wide. And you just don't do those sort of overtakes there. And he's lost 3 places. Pushing hard. And it just buys you time to this section of the track, and it would have been an easy overtake. Yeah, you learn. You go again as Marty's looking to do an overtake, and Marty's now up to P3, making use of his medium tyres. DRS open, and Gio against a sitting duck for Noodles. Go on the inside of turn 1 as well. And both leaving plenty of room. Noodles trying to do a switchback, but doors closed on him. Bo makes the overtake. Makes the overtake illegally by cutting the corner. Will he give the position back? Of course, he's got that 3 seconds, so that is penalty enough without getting position back. But should really, if he's made that overtake, but I don't think he will. He gets another penalty. Down in P6 now. And the penalties won't help him as well. He's got, I think, 6 seconds. She'll drop him down a couple of places while the drive's behind, and he will not want to see another safety car. I'm telling you now. As Gio is right up behind Marty, they're pushing each other around the corner. You can see all the pimples in his arse. He's that close. Following through the weaving turns of turns 21 to 22. Follow through, and this is again, like I said, the place where you've got to make the overtake. And I think Marty is again a sitting duck for Gio and Noodles to make the overtakes. Defends well, defends his line, but Gio's going the outside, and Marty stuck his car right in the middle of the road, made it hard to overtake. But he's going to find it hard to defend here as well. Gio, I don't think there was any weaving there, so Gio just and finally makes that overtake. It's Lee in the Mercedes on the inside. Forces Mastermind off, but Mastermind has to pull out. Bo cutting the corner again. And this is where I said earlier, as Thor makes that overtake, Bo pulls out turn 4. He doesn't pull out turn 4 and gets a damaged wing. You saw that carbon fibre fly off. And Bo's been quite reckless here, making these overtakes and cutting corners. And I don't know what he's doing there. This is where I said earlier about he seems to find himself in so many issues, and he's damaged his wing. Is going to have to pit down in P11, and he purposely crashes his car out and will cause a safety car. And I don't think the stewards were like that at all. Purposely crashing and forcing a safety car. That will. I do recall. I'm not a steward myself, but they will not be happy, and the rest of the field will not be happy. Josh, 4 seconds ahead. Will he jump in the pits and jump on those hards, or will he stay on these mediums? I think he'll be jumping on those hards, yeah. Robin will be loving this. Will he stay out? He's going to follow in and go jump on those mediums, so you're going to be saying that Robin is going to be looking quite strong. Gio follows through on the mediums. Oh, Marty, up inside yourself. And the only one that hasn't gone in is Mastermind. He's staying on the hards, and I think he's trying to go on the hards to the end. As Josh has gone on the hards. I am staying on his hards, so he will come out in P3 behind Josh. So that'll be the godsend to Josh of having a blockade of stay in front of him, but he won't be able to also steam away, as Mastermind will be the one who will lead the safety car restart. Don't you hate drivers like Bo? Not great, and I'm pretty sure the chat will have something to say about that as well in Discord. I don't want to fuel it, but it really infuriates me when drivers do that. So we may get a safety car restart this lap if the two Mercedes can catch up. Thor, 10 laps to go, going on the softs, nothing to lose. So Matt Harris, I think, will be sitting up for both behind him on those used hards. Everyone else has gone in. Stay and Mastermind on the used hards as well. So, I think Marty's put himself in a good position for a podium here. On the fresh mediums, currently in P5. Another couple of cars to overtake, but been looking quite strong, and he was looking racy just before that safety car came out. It's a shame he's got, I wouldn't say his teammates done him a solid, because he was looking strong, but the pit stops have helped him. And I'm not saying by any means at all that it was purposely done by his teammate, but I don't know if we'll be seeing Bo again. We'll be doing another lap as well. It's too late to call that safety car in. So we'll do another lap, and that will help those guys on the mediums. As Stay decides to go in the pits and switch his tyres. Mastermind staying out, thinking track position is better. How will he fare on this restart? Stay going on to the soft tyres, and Matt Harris jumped in onto the soft tyres as well. So he's choosing to get off those hards. So the only one that stayed on used tyres is Mastermind. I think for me it is the wrong call. You've got to go with this length of time left in the race. Switch onto some fresher tyres, because you're going to have plenty of cars overtaking you. You're going to knock yourself down the grid. And also as well, there is, it just increases the chance of having of accidents occurring, because you're a completely different pace to the field behind you. But it's a different strategy. The one he's going with. Let's see where he finishes. So we're on lap 16. 9 laps to go. Running orders: Mastermind P1, Josh P2, Anthrop's Row in P3, Marty in 4, G in P5. Can he get himself back up the grid? Noodle P6, Tiger P7. He would not want the safety car with his penalties. It's Lee in P8. Second Mercedes P9 with Thor, IMR, and Matt Harris in P11. Let's see how this safety car restart goes. Josh is the only one on hards now that's going to be on fresh hard, let's say. So will his pace be the better of him? The safety car is in. Mastermind is going to hold this field up. How long is he going to hold it up for? You can't, of course, overtake until you go over the timing line. Safety car's got to go into the pits. You don't want to go too early here with how long that straight is up the start-finish line. It was me, I'll go as late as possible. But Josh is going to try and stick with him. Really, really slow. And he's gone. Has he gone? He's gone. Josh is on the outside of turn 1. Will Robin follow through? Marty's trying to go up the inside of turn 1 and thinks better of it. So Josh has cleared Mastermind. Robin's going to want to follow through as quick as possible. Gio's looking racy behind Marty, and Mastermind gets the penalty by pushing hard. I think going down to turn 13 where Robin might get Mastermind. You can see how slow he is through the corners. And Robin, if he's going to want this race win, he's going to have to get past Mastermind now, and it looks like I think he's going to do it here. Mastermind is battling as much as he can, but he's got nothing to fight with. And Robin leaving plenty of room each driver. Great racing from them, and Robin has gone through. So can he catch up to Josh on the medium compound? Next up will be Marty trying to make the overtake. Potential P3 here for him. Very much a consistent middle of the pack driver. Will be absolutely buzzing at this moment, and right up behind him. He's actually at risk from Gio here, as Gio's all over the place. He doesn't know where to go. He's holding. He's a bottle. He's a cork in a bottle, and all the cars are trying to get past him. As Marty will make this overtake now. DRS is enabled after this first safety car restart lap, and Gio on the inside of Marty, on the inside as Mastermind goes through. Gio pulls out. Mastermind still retained P3, but Tiger Noodle also battling. Is Marty going? Marty does. Tiger does pull out of Noodles and knows better. But Gio is ahead of Marty now, up to P4. But Mastermind battling hard. It is of course for position, but he's on 7 lap older tyres, on hard tyres. The cars behind him are on a softer compound. Gio slots behind in turn 13. Marty, opportunist, dives on the inside of Gio. Can he make that stick? As we're coming up to turn 15, and we've lost a couple of cars around the back where they've collided, but we'll stay with these. As Gio's following through. Look how compact this train is. Is Gio going to try and make the overtake on Mastermind? Goes on the outside. Big snap of the wheel, but makes the overtake stick. And Marty, can he make the overtake? Collides with Mastermind. It's not a place to make an overtake. And we saw Tiger do that a few laps ago and went wide, but they've collided, and Mastermind span round, had some damage, and Marty up to P4, pulling Tiger and Thor. And I think Noodles was involved in that collision and has lost some of his wings. He's going to have to pit. Always accidents happen. I said earlier that the problem when you have a driver that's on slower tyres is just accidents happen. And our Mystic Meg, get me my crystal ball. And Noodles drops the back of the pack on, jumps onto soft tyres, repairs his wing, and he's going to want a safety car now to get him back into the race. But Josh has managed to keep his distance from his teammate in P1. And thanks Robin in P2. Gio now in P3 with Marty just over a second behind. But Tiger is right up behind him, looking to make the overtake coming round turn 15. Round the blind turn 16, and Tiger slotted behind. But will he make the overtake now? Is there enough room for him to get past Marty? Leaves him plenty of room, and I think he slots behind, knows that there does not want another accident there, and can overtake again on the next DRS zone. A great drive from those pair, very respectful, leaving plenty of room. Marty closing in. Don't know if he's close enough yet to make the overtake. He is not, but he's got another DRS chance going down the start-finish straight. Gio in a comfortable second while these two are battling. It's made a 1.5 seconds gap, and Marty does go up to P4. And down to turn 1, and it's a comfortable overtake. So good battling from them. We might see some to and fro-ing as the lap unfolds. As Robin has now caught up to Josh and is with DRS. I don't think they're going to work together to try and pull away, because there's no point, because they've got 3.5 seconds on Gio in third. This is a battle for P1. As we're coming round the end of sector 1. And Robin making use of these medium tyres. Getting comfortable with his pace now. And we will see this race in sight, P1 in sight. As with the two Mercedes drivers battling. Thor currently in, up into P6. And it's Lee slots behind. You do not want to collide, guys. You've got some decent team points here. If you work together, you could pull a bit closer towards the battle in front. Is Tiger slips ahead of Marty. Marty just behind in turn 22. This is carbon copy of the last lap, as Marty's trying to make the overtake again and go down to the final corner on the outside of turn 27, but stays just behind and knows that he can make the overtake again going down this, and collides in the back of Thor, at the back of Tiger, spins round and loses some of his wing as well. And I don't think he expected Tiger to be as slow going through that, and that's unfortunate for Marty. I don't think he'll be happy with that. I didn't expect it to be as slow as the two Mercedes drivers battling again, as Thor stays ahead in P5. These guys have just got to work together and get themselves close to Tiger. Tiger, of course, has got the penalties, but these guys too, if they work together and get closer to Tiger, he may have rear wing damage. As we have seen an overtake, as Robin is now up to P1, and I think we'll see these two. I missed that while watching the collision for P4, but Robin has made the overtake and leads the race with 4 laps to go. I think Josh will be wanting to try and get this back, but it will be difficult on his harder tyres. He's going to want to stay within the DRS. As they're coming around the final corner, can Josh make an overtake going into the final corner? And again, these guys do not want to collide. It's decent points for the Ferrari team. We've got to think better of the team, as Josh has a look, but slots in behind as it's Lee. Now makes the overtake on Thor. And Mastermind, on his used hards, makes a double overtake as Thor loses 2 positions. And Itzley will be a sitting duck. Will anyone try and make? He defends Mastermind. And great driving from those 3. Mastermind doing well on these used hards, especially with Thor on his new softs. To avoid those collisions, guys. Noodles has caught up to the back of Marty. Both, of course, having to pit because of collisions. Mastermind getting another penalty for track limits on turn 11. You don't want to go wide there, it is difficult. Josh still can't get past Robin with 3 laps to go. Gio with a comfortable P3 now. Good to see him on the podium, especially with his first pole. Managed to stay up within the top of the field. 2 drivers ahead of him, just too quick. As Josh, right up behind Robin now, coming around the final corner. He's going to look at trying to do an overtake now going to turn 1 as Robin makes the move to defend on the inside. Josh will have to go on the outside of turn 1. He's got the fastest lap as well currently. Side by side into turn 1, but Josh closes the door. I don't know how much room he gave him. Bit of a wiggle coming out of turn 2. But I think Robin's got plenty of ERS to use with a couple of laps left to go. Josh, I'm sure, will defend hard. But Tiger in a comfortable P4, pulling away from the field behind him, so may end up with a decent position. It's Lee, has broken DRS from Mastermind as Iron Stay goes ahead of Matt Harris up to P8. Going down into turn 1, going to overtake from there as Little Noodles try and do Marty, but I don't think he's close enough. Comfortable behind him as well. We've got a yellow flag, and that is a Mercedes of Thor. I think that was his span on turn 11. Mastermind right up on the gearbox of Itzley, and Itzley up to P5 in a decent position following last week's podium. Like I said, it's funny how you end up as the race unfolds, isn't it? It's Mastermind looking to do an overtake, looking racy on those used hards, and there's not a place to overtake there. Turn 22, we've seen it already in this race. still stays stuck behind him, and I think he'll look at doing an overtake now, going down into turn 27. And Josh and Robin makes the overtake down into turn 1. And has he done it a lap too early? Can he stay ahead of Josh as we go into, we've got 1 and a bit laps to go. Robin's going to be pushing for his life now, trying to stay ahead, but I think he's always rescuing his teammates as well. All it takes is a collision, a little tap in a corner, and you're dropping down the order. A lost wing. A hanging wheel. You don't want a hanging wheel. Following each through as we come round turn 16. Past the DRS detection zone. That's the one, another penalty. Another one. DJ Khaled! Another one. Josh is following through. He knows better to try and challenge here. But is he close enough to make an overtake on the next 2 DRS? Will he make the overtake? His DRS will be open. I think he's going to follow through and make the overtake on turn 1. Slots in behind. And I think it's going to be a feisty last couple of corners as we start the final lap. And Josh does look doing the overtake on the outside of turn 1. Is he classing off the side-by-side? And Robin holds his own. Josh has to concede the corner. And that could have been an accident, as it's Lee is right up behind Mastermind. I think the Mastermind's penalties is probably let him go, but he's going to try and make the overtake and take the position back on turn 1. Looks on the inside. Will Mastermind give him the room? He does make the overtake. He's ahead on the apex. Holds position. And Mastermind slots behind. Great driving from those pair. So Noodles is right behind. Marty, can he make that overtake as well? I do not think he's close enough. DRS is open. Looks on the inside, but is just not close enough. Great driving from Marty. So we're coming round the final few corners. DRS is open. Can Josh make this overtake, or does just Robin have enough left in his tank? Josh is right on him. It's like he's on a tow bar. This is the place to overtake. Robin's going to have to position his car well, but Josh is looking on the outside. As Robin's on the inside. Doesn't collide, but he's still going to be trying back. Has he got enough on the DRS? I don't think there's enough time to make the overtake. There's going to be 900ths in it, and Josh takes the win with Robin in second. He wins on track, but I don't know if there'll be any issues with the stewards after, as Gio takes P3. Congratulations to him. My Haas brother, previous Haas brother, Tiger coming home in P4. Might have enough to retain a P4 with penalties. Mastermind coming home in P5, but Isley jumps him on penalties, so takes P5. Mastermind P6. Thor Odinson jumps up to P6 with Mastermind's penalties. Good racing for him, and great points to the Mercedes boys. IMR stay in the Aston Martin. Coming home in P8. Matt Harris jumps him up to P8 with penalties. Noodles and Marty jumping up as well. What a race we had there. 900ths in it. Wow. Josh takes driver of the day, start on the back of the grid. Like I said, there'll be a bit of look at by the stewards at the end, but a fantastic race that we had anyway. And we'll go through the order. There's your podium. With Josh on top step. The Ferrari boys side by side. Robin in P2, Gio P3, and they'll be spraying that champers. It's non-alcoholic champers. We're in Saudi Arabia. They'll cut your hands up if you drink alcohol. It's in your face. It doesn't matter. And we'll have a look at the running order. So Josh takes P1 and fastest lap with a 33. Ooh, just ahead of Robin's. Robin in P2, Gio P3, Tiger in P4. Great to see him joining us. It's Lee in P5. good point haul for him after last week. Like I said, Thorinson, great points for the Mercedes lads as well. Mastermind P7, Matt Harris P8, Marty P9, and Noodles round off the top 10 and getting some points for the Red Bulls. Aston Martin just outside the points in P11, and Bo DNFing. Right, what a race we had there. Interesting to see people's strategies, people's races, and that is it for Saudi Arabia. We are, of course, in Baku next week, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more action there, so thank you for joining us. This is Max Verstappen Division. Peace out.